Hello students, once again welcome to English Literature Classroom. Today my topic is The Sound Machine by Roald Dahl. This story is for class 12. Okay, so once again take out the book. Echoes, a collection of ISC short stories. I already taught up to page 110. Today I am going to start from page 111. Okay, let me recap a little. The story starts with the protagonist, Mr. Losner. Okay, on a warm summer evening, Losner goes into a shed in his garden at the back of his house. In the shed, there's a black box that looks like a child's coffin. As Losner is working, Dr. Scott, who is a physician, walks in. He wants to check Losner's throat, but Losner says that his throat is fine. Losner explains to the doctor the theory that the human ear is not able to hear all the sounds, especially sounds that are either high pitched or low pitched. He takes the sound machine out into the garden and puts it on a small wooden table. Losner suddenly hears a piercing shriek which is frightening. He looks around to see if the person who has shrieked is around. He only sees his neighbor, Mrs. Saunders, in the next garden. Losner calls out Mrs. Saunders and asks her to cut another stem. Mrs. Saunders is reluctant at first but gives in by snipping the stem of another rose. Next day he takes out his machine and heads to a park. He places the box near the tree trunk and then swings an axe with all his might at the tree trunk. It is a strong blow and he hears a peculiar sound. It is different from the sound he has heard previously. Losner returns home hurriedly and contacts Dr. Scott. Now I will start from here. Okay, let's start. The doctor looked at him. Okay, him here is referred to Losner. Okay, the doctor looked at him. He seemed calmer now. Okay, the Losner is calmer now. Okay, there was no sign of madness or hysteria. Okay, no sign of any madness or hysteria. He is merely disturbed and excited. Now he was just disturbed. Okay, Losner was a little bit disturbed. He was a little bit excited. They went across the road into the park and Losner led the way to the great beech tree. Now where did they go? They go across the road into the park and then the way to the great beech tree, at the foot of which stood the long black coffin box of the machine and the axe. Why did you bring it out here? The doctor asked. Okay, the doctor asked Losner, why did you bring it out here? I wanted a tree. There are not any big trees in the garden. And what is Losner's reply? He came there because there in the garden there are no big trees. Okay. Why the axe? Now doctor is asking, why have you taken the axe? You will see in a moment. Losner is telling that you will see in a moment. But now please put on this earphone and listen. Okay. Losner is telling doctor to put on the earphone. Listen carefully. Okay. Next, Losner is telling the doctor to listen carefully and tell me afterwards precisely what you hear. Okay. And then doctor has to tell Losner what type of sound doctor has heard. Okay, the doctor smiled and took the earphone and put them over his ears. Doctor smiled, put the earphone. Okay, put the earphones over his ears. Losner bent down and flicked the switch on the panel of the machine. Then he picked up the axe and took his stance with his legs apart, ready to swing. Okay, next he is ready to hit the tree. Okay, for a moment he paused. Can you hear anything? He said to the doctor. Again Losner asked to the doctor if he could hear anything or not. Can I what? Doctor could not understand. He's telling what? Can you hear anything? Again Losner is telling, can you hear anything? Just a humming noise. Okay. Losner is asking doctor whether he could hear a humming noise or not. Losner stood there with the axe on his hand, trying to bring himself to swing. But the thought of the noise that the tree would make made him pause again. Now Losner wanted to hit the tree with the axe. But he thought that the tree would create a noise. So he paused. Paused means stopped. What are you waiting for? Doctor asked. Now doctor is asking Losner, what are you waiting for? Nothing. Losner answered. And then he lifted the axe and swung it at the tree. And as he swung, he felt a movement of the ground. Now what happened? As he tried to hit the tree, he felt a movement of the ground. Okay, he felt as if the ground is moving on which he stood. He felt a slight shifting of the earth. He felt as if the earth is shifting beneath his feet, as though the roots of the tree were moving underneath. Okay, he felt as if the root of the trees were moving underneath the soil. But it was too late to check the blow and the axe blade. But it was too late, okay, to check anything. At that moment, high overhead, there was the creaking sound of wood. Okay, at that moment, there was a cracking sound. Okay, cracking sound of the wood, splintering, and the swishing sound of leaves brushing against other leaves. And they both looked up, and the doctor cried, "Watch out, run, man, quickly, run." Okay, what did the doctor cry? Run, run. Why? Because the tree was falling. Okay, up to this much. In my next video, I will continue with the remaining part of the story. Until then, goodbye.